going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Luigi's Mansion Any Percent No Out of Bounds 2021 tournament. Got a good matchup here between my good friends HDlax and Gc4ever. Great guys, great players. I'm Jared's Giants. Along with me is Ruvia for commentary.
Thank you all for joining us today.
It's going to be a great time. So any minute now, we should be getting started. So the difference between these two runners, their PB difference is about 4 minutes, give or take. I think it's a little under 4 minutes. I'm going to stress this again. This is a big thing to note. Anything can happen in Luigi's Mansion.
Yes.
This game is brutal sometimes, so I think this race could be a lot better than we may think. All right,
Yeah.
here we go. All right, you know Luigi's Mansion, you know first things first, we get our Area 1 out of the way. Again, Area 1, it's pretty straightforward, just a lot of optimizing multis, catching a lot of ghosts and doubles and whatnot, just trying to optimize your movement. No real big RNG factors in this area, which is nice, so it's just a nice clean-cut example of good gameplay. I'm not sure what GC's average is for Area 1, but I know HD usually gets like anything below 550s, which is like very good. All right. Clean first room.
And usually after a player picks up a key, there will be a map that pops up, but both these players did map glitch before the game, which automatically turns that off, so they don't have to worry about that, which saves a little bit of time.
Yeah, map glitch is a nice little strat to add in. It basically soft locks your map that's programmed to the Y button, so you actually open your map on the same frame that you reset the game, and your map kind of just gets stuck in a state where it can't really register what's going on, so it just doesn't come up at all. It's pretty nice. Saves, yeah, a tiny fraction of time on each key, but seeing as how there's a lot of keys you got to grab in this game, it all adds up.
All these doubles are tricky, but they both end pretty well.
Yep.
You also see them pulling out the Game Boy Horror, which cancels Luigi's scare animation, which also saves, again, a little bit of time.
Yeah, it's nice to have that so you can stun the ghosts on the earliest frame possible. Makes it a lot easier. Oh, GC getting absolutely just decked. That's unfortunate. HD, on the other hand, is having a smooth Area 1 so far. All of his doubles went well. If you don't know about Luigi's Mansion speedruns, both players are going to be playing on the Japanese version of the game. Japanese version saves quite a bit of time through text and also does have an exclusive Japanese-only text skip that you'll see displayed by both runners later on in the game. Alright. Both runners opting to do Neville, I believe, in the top left, yes. So Neville in the top left is a lot faster. Pretty much after you catch any portrait ghosts, which if you don't know what those are, they're basically mini-bosses. They have 100 HP. They each have a little puzzle that accompanies them that you got to figure out. Nothing too tricky. But pretty much after every portrait ghost, you want to try and just get yourself as close to any chest that's going to pop up as possible. A lot of Luigi's Mansion is optimizing and minimizing movement. So if you can avoid having to walk long distances or anything like that, save quite a bit of time.
both having really good suck-ups so far. This room is pretty tricky because it's so laggy.
Yeah, this game does lag quite a bit. That's a good point to bring up. There's a lot of laggy rooms in the game that can have impacts, especially later on in the run. Lag usually consists of, obviously just being slow in general, but you also do run the risk of dropping inputs when a room is lagging, which can cause all sorts of trouble. So yeah, release title for the GameCube, very optimized, great game, made well,
Yes.
yada yada. Alright, so this is our first boss ghost. This is the end of Area 1 here. Chauncey's pretty self-explanatory fight. You're gonna notice he's gonna throw 2 rocking horse cycles at you. You wanna approach each rocking horse cycle as close as possible so you can avoid any extra time the rocking horse trying to track you down. He's gonna set up for a precise little ball catch here, which he does get, and he'll let go above 50 HP. If you do bring Chauncey below 50 HP, he does throw an extra set of rocking horses at you in the second cycle, so you want to obviously avoid that. It's like a 3-second time loss, something around those lines. So you're going to keep him above 50. You're going to do the same exact thing that you did last time. He'll take an intentional hit right here, and by knocking on the crib in front of him, he will store his invincibility frames, which will allow him to catch this ball. And clean fight. That was a good Area 1. It's like a 546, 547. You also see on GC's screen, he was intentionally taking hits when Chauncey was bouncing around the crib. Just a small little time save that we like to do. You take damage and you actually push Chauncey along the crib, seeing as how his path is scripted. If you push him along it, he won't take as much time to go through that cycle. GC getting second ball catch.
Yeah, that was Area 1.
And that's Area 1. If you have any donations, please feel free to read them out now. We have a $100 donation from Glitch PhD. It says, yeah, dude. Thanks for the donation, Nick. Alright. Heading on to Area 2. I crown Area 2 as the biggest RNG area in the game. Area 2, it's just... I don't know if anybody really enjoys playing Area 2. It's not super difficult. It's just very annoying to deal with if you're doing attempts, and also races as well. Area 2 can make or break a race. I mean, it could be the matter of like 30 seconds of time save or losing no time at all, or time loss or losing no time at all. Cool little double setup HD is going to do here. With these grabber ghosts, more often than not, it's faster to just let yourself get grabbed by one of them. And then if you spin the C stick, you can shake them off real quick and set up for a double rather than having to wait for them to group up. Just because those ghosts are so slow in particular, it takes a really long time to try and group them up. And a lot of them have awkward spawn points, so it's just way easier to do that anyways.
And you're going to see that a lot throughout this game, where they'll get intentionally grabbed by a grabber ghost just to save a little time and get a double or a triple.
Alright, then we have Shy Guys. So Shy Guys cannot be caught until their masks are off, then you can stun them. So, ooh, missing that double there. Yeah, I don't blame him. He was probably trying to avoid pulling off any of the masks from the other ones. So with Shy Guys, once you pull their masks off, you only have like a limited amount of time to stun them before they despawn and then respawn back, and you'll have to get the masks again. So your goal is to try and, not interfere with any of the other couples while you're trying to get a certain double. HD missing early release. That's a shame. No surprise, but it is a shame. So that was the first big portion of RNG right there. These ghosts, for some reason, can just decide to show their hearts or can wait 10 seconds to do it. HD got the latter.
is struggling with the Shy Guys a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took me a while to learn these doubles.
Yeah, Shy Guy doubles are super finicky. It can be really hard to get proper angles. Your angle of your flashlight can be really deceiving when you're dealing with them. On the contrary, we see HD is actually doing a little skip right here. Saves 3 seconds. It's called poster skip. On the other side of this wall, after he completes the room, you'll see that there's a button that's exposed. Now, if he didn't do that trick, there would be a poster on it. He'd have to pull it off. But doing it in the middle of ghost cycles does save a little bit of time versus doing it after you clear the room. So that's a nice little trick right there. That works because technically all of the room is loaded in at once. It's just fractioned off. Alright. Time to release the fun. Look at all the fun popping out of the vent. So much fun. So HD just released 50 boos into the mansion in no out of bounds. You only have to collect 40 of them to reach the final boss. It is a requirement. And there are also little thresholds throughout the game where you can't access certain bosses unless you have a certain amount of boos. So it's going to be crucial that the runners go back and backtrack to certain rooms that they have been to and capture some of the lower HP boos. The lower the HP boo, obviously the faster it is to capture it and the easier it is to one cycle. So in this category, we go for as many boos as possible that can be just one cycled and gotten in one swoop. So you'll see HD is going to be doing some backtracking here, going back through the first 3 rooms. He's going to set up for a tech skip here. I'm not sure if he'll get it, but if he does, then I will explain that. He does not get the RNG for it. I'll explain it anyways. Basically, the way that tech skips work is Luigi has a little animation right there, as you saw. He'll flip his vacuum around, and then EGAD will give you a little bit of text. So if you suck a cloth off of a table, like halfway, and then capture a boo, and then grab the cloth after you're done capturing a boo, the animation of the cloth entering your vacuum will actually interrupt the other animation that is set, and then the game will kind of just forget to play the other animation, which skips the animation and skips the text. And you're going to see that done multiple times throughout the run. I'm sure HD is going to go for it a lot more than GC will. There's a lot of little, 1 to 2 second time savers.
GC might get the skip right now.
And he does. Beautiful. So that first tech skip is pretty crucial. It's probably one of the, if not the most important tech skip in the run, because the first boo's text is like incredibly long. I think it's like 5 or 6 seconds or something like that with pretty good mashing. No way he's going for double. I didn't think so.
GC not having the best RNG in this room.
Yeah, GC is trying to stay away from that poisonous mushroom. If you get hit by a poison shroom, it's pretty unfortunate to say the least. Luigi shrinks down and you're basically just rendered useless for like 10 seconds. So sometimes it's better to just wait for them to despawn rather than run the risk of getting hit. But
he just
alright.
screams for like a couple seconds and I can only yell like Mario. Kind of super tiny.
Alright, so now that HD has captured the first 5 boos, the washroom will be unlocked, or the bathroom will be unlocked. So he can go in here. Let's see if he does the optimal strat or not. He does vacuum the toilet. It's not that big of a deal. It's like probably a 1/10 of a second, but
keys in the toilet.
the key's in the toilet. So yeah, first 5 boos is a checkpoint. So it is. These boos are the fastest to get. They're the least, or they're the most out of the way, so you don't have to do them later. So it's best to get the first 5 boos that they did when they did, because if you chose any other ones, you'd have to go and backtrack for those ones later. But you do need 5 boos to progress with the game, so that's why they did that whole section right there. You're going to see HD doing another set of grabber doubles here. So he's going to intentionally get grabbed, shake him off. Oh, he missed. Yeah. Spamming the Game Boy Horror. You can tell he's not happy about that one. Let's see if he gets this one. I have no doubt in my mind. Yeah. Okay. Another nice little sequence break coming up here. If you don't know what this is, there's a little puzzle after you grab the fire medallion here, where you'll have to spray the candles with fire. Oh, I'm actually curious how is he gonna play this? Well, he actually he's. That's unfortunate. Okay, so that boo escaped at 0 HP. That's kind of a freak accident, but you'll see what would have been skipped. Basically, these candles right here need to be lit for the door to unlock. But if you grab the boo and then grab the fire medallion right before the animation plays and then save, the game will count it as you still collecting the fire medallion. So if you save and quit to the main menu, you can just go back to the starting area, but you don't actually have to complete the puzzle. And another good benefit to this, as you'll see right here, what HD's coming up on, even though he did not get it, this is pretty much just random at this point. But there's a butler cycle right here, so the butler can be anywhere throughout this hallway. He can be all the way down, or he can be right, at the beginning right here. So your goal is to get him as close to the middle hallway as possible, and doing the trick.
He does get that boo.
Yep. As you'll see on GC's screen right here, doing that trick will make the butler cycle consistent, so you actually know where he is, and the cycle is also good. So it's a good cycle, and it's also consistent, so there's multiple benefits to doing it. So GC is going to save a little bit of time. You have to factor in that HD does not have that boo, so he will have to backtrack for that later. I'm assuming he's going to do that in Area 3, probably after Clairvoya. But that's like a very uncommon mistake. I'm sure he's not very happy about that. You want to explain mouse hole text skip?
Yes, so basically, it's basically the same thing as like cloth text skip, but instead of pulling up cloth, you're just going to go through the mouse hole, and that's going to eliminate the text that UGAT's going to give you right here. So it didn't pop up, so it's all good to go.
Yep, and that is a Japanese exclusive trick, so you cannot do that trick in any of the other versions of the game. Alright, HE setting up for the quad here. He does get it, that was clean. RNG was not too bad to him. Ooh, one thing I think I didn't explain, I'm hoping GC gets it here. There's kind of a lot going on right now, so it's kind of hard to keep up, but GC is going to try to grab this hat at the same time as the cutscene for the chest plays. Now, he didn't get it, but if you do grab that hat at the same time as the chest cutscene plays, it kind of works in the same way as the text skip does, where the animation of the camera panning over to the chest actually just kind of drops, and the game just kind of forgets to play it. So if you can do that, it helps you meet the butler cycle a little bit easier. So at the end of the day, it does save a little bit of time, but it's not particularly necessary to do it. Also, I think it's important to add, HD did get Laundry Boo text skip, so shout out to Michael. We love you, Mike. Alright. So Melody's going to be playing one of two songs for HD. Obviously, speedrunners know which option is which. So he got the water theme. GC having a lot of trouble in the hidden room right now. Yeah.
Okay. Happens. He cleaned it up well.
Yeah, that really went about as good as it could have, given the circumstance. Alright. HD's going to pull the key. Nice optimal stuff. GC getting mouse hole text skip, easy peasy. As we saw in another race by a person who I will not name, you can accidentally soft lock on the mouse hole if you enter at the wrong time. There's like a 1 frame window where you can enter the mouse hole and the game will actually like register you as grounded rather than being in an animation. But instead of popping out of the other side of the mouse hole, you'll just get stuck in between and you can't do anything.
That's very rare to get. It was
It's
just very unlucky.
Yeah, it's extremely rare. So to the gentleman who that occurred to, I apologize. But yeah, that's kind of a random thing that can just happen if you're not being careful with that. But obviously both runners got past that, no problem. Is HD gonna, I wonder if he's gonna set up tech skip here. Oh, wow. That boost switched right when he pulled the cloth off. That's so unlucky. So yeah, because there was a lump in that table, I'm assuming he wasn't going for tech skip. But the boo ended up switching anyways, and it was the boo. So he technically could have gone for it, but there's really no way to read a switch. It's kind of just random. GC taking care of Melody's music sheets. You can vacuum them up or you can burn them. Both work equally as well. And then HD is going to take intentional damage here. Taking damage on Spooky will force the skeleton to spawn early. And then you can get a quick little catch on Spooky here. Scan your doghouse. And then you'll see another interesting trick right here. HD's going to do a stun lock. So if you flash a ghost and then you hold B and keep your flashlight off, the ghost's heart will remain stunned for a short amount of time. So as long as you keep doing that, you can kind of keep a ghost stunned for a pretty good portion of time. And with the skeletons, they have like set areas where they can kind of like stop and then go to attack you. So they'll throw the bone at you. So you kind of want to wait. You want to stun the one on the left and wait for the other one to go into its scripted position. And then you can get a quick double right there. There's a like little riskier strat. I think Joven did it yesterday in his race. It's like a risky double setup you can do there. It's pretty fast, looks pretty cool, but that's the safe way to do it.
We have the next boss.
This is Bogmire. This is our guy. Alright, so Bogmire is also pretty self-explanatory. You want to take the shadow, shoot him with the shadow, and the main thing with Bogmire is because his pull is so strong, you want to try and maintain control of Bogmire as long as you can. HD
He did that very nice.
Yeah, he did that super clean, and he was actually getting dragged a lot. So the longer you get dragged for, the bigger the risk of Bogmire breaking off is. So if at any point he does start dragging and you get, you know, some type of suspicion that you're not going to get the one cycle, you can pull back in the opposite direction and kind of regain control of him so he doesn't, you know, pull away. But yeah, pretty clean by HD. So that's area 2. GC is going to be coming up on Bogmire here in a minute. Nice stun lock double by GC. Pretty clean graveyard. Not bad. All right, so now we're in Area 3. Area 3, a lot of it is just a big portion of backtracking and getting some of the extra booze that HD left, you know, in the Area 1 hallway, where Neville and Lydia were and Chauncey. So a good portion of that, like the second half of Area 3 is going to be a lot of backtracking. Ooh, GC, ooh, breaking off at 4. I was surprised he stuck on for that long. So yeah, GC opted to just go for the one cycle and not really try to regain control, which is doable, but it can be a little finicky. So if you want to play Bogmire safe, it's best to maintain control or do your best to pull back and, you know, not risk any breakoffs. But nonetheless, GC wrapping up Area 2. And as you can see on HD screen, Luigi is now being eaten by a lion.
Just now figuring out that Mario is stuck in a painting and we have to rescue him. I will not spoil who the villain of this game is just yet.
Oh, how could we?
How could we?
I'm sure you guys have no idea. Alright, and you'll see it's also pretty crucial. HD's going around and collecting Mario's items. It's crucial because you have to present them to the fortune teller later on into the run, so that she can tell you all about Mario's whereabouts and what has happened to him.
We're gonna do some exercising, a little workout.
Little workout, grab a key. Yeah, that key is optional, but in a speedrun, it's very important that you get it. That door right to the left. Well, first of all, I should explain that. HD shot a water ball up. Normally, this door would have fire in front of it, but if you shoot a water ball up through the ceiling, it will actually hit the hitbox. But about that key, so there's a door to the left of the room he just exited downstairs. It's an optional door, but it will skip you having to walk all the way back to the courtyard where the well was that he went down and found Mario. So it's pretty crucial in a speedrun to get that key, so you don't have to, walk all the way around to get upstairs. But again, it's not a necessary thing to do in any casual playthrough or anything like that. Just like a nice little thing that the devs put in the game. I think HD is going to be trying to set up tech skip here. Oh, that's unfortunate. So yeah, he was going to go and try to set up a tech skip there, but he did suck up the claw. This room is nice because you can do tech skip in two different ways. You can do it right when you walk in the room, or you can set it up if the boo is on the right side. While you're vacuuming the object that the boo is hiding in, you can also pull the cloth off. So that's another one of those like high-level tech skips that not everybody goes for. It's not necessary by any means. It's just a nice little time save if you can get it fast.
And this is my favorite ghost. Her name is Petunia. She's taking a bath, and we had to collect ice for her, freeze her, and then suck her up. So he did pretty well on that too.
He did do pretty well.
What you're also going to be seeing is, after HD exits the door, he'll pull out his element, which cuts the vacuum animation and saves a little bit of time. You'll see both of them doing that.
Yeah, it's a good catch. We didn't explain that yet. That's pretty important. Yeah, it's a nice little time save. They definitely add up quite a bit. I believe each animation skip saves about half a second throughout the run. And anytime you see them pulling out their vacuum or entering a dark room from a light room, Luigi will go through the animation of pulling either the flashlight or the vacuum out from the poltergust. But if you spray an element, if you press the L trigger all the way down, it will shoot like an element ball and just completely skip the animation of taking out the vacuum. Which, again, it all adds up. It's a lot similar to the time save of Map Glitch, where it's just a tiny little thing, but every time you do it, it's like, it'll add up into like a pretty large amount of time save throughout the run. Alright, GC also wrapping up Tea Room now. See if I don't think HG is going to go for the triple here. No. GC is making his way downtown, walking fast. Shoutouts to him. Yeah, this boo can be a real pain to read. The Astral Hall boo that HD is dealing with right now can be really hard to read because there's so many different objects in a confined area that the boo can be in, so the radar kind of like just looks like it's spazzing out. So that can be a little tricky.
For some reason in this game, you're going to see like just outer space in the mansion. This is called Moonshot, so basically we're going to pull a star up from the sky and shoot the moon and have it explode. And it makes a lot of sense if you really think about it.
Ooh, that was a quick snipe.
Ooh.
That was nice. Clean moonshot. So yeah, Luigi blows up the moon. I wonder how GC is going to deal with this boo. On the other end,
can be tricky.
Yeah, Nanaboo can be a big pain, especially because of the pearls. Another thing that's weird in this game is that for some reason, Luigi prioritizes anything other than booze, basically. So any object like a heart or a pearl or a gold bar or a gem or a key, even anything like that will automatically lock your vacuum onto it and take your focus away from the boo. I don't know why the game is programmed like that, but it is. So you'll actually see probably later on in the run, like right near the end, there is a ghost that pretty much everybody opts to collect the pearls because the risk of auto-locking can make it so that you lose the boo. It's a really annoying mechanic. Again, I have no idea why the game is programmed that way, but it is. So we got to work around it sometimes. And HD is going to be setting up for a triple here.
Again, being grabbed. Nice.
Clean. All right. Now, much like what you saw GC do with the fire medallion here, HD is going to do something similar. Ooh, that was really scary. So this is like a tiny little 3-second time save. So you can either do this, you can collect the glove like this and save warp, or you can go through the text and you can just mirror warp. But most runners opt to do this now. It does save a little fraction of time. So that's a nice little time save right there.
Mario.
Knocking on the wall.
It's, proper etiquette to knock before you enter a room, so...
Just making sure nobody's... Yeah, make sure nobody's in there. Yeah, so you see HD went out of his way to collect fire right there. Fire is pretty important. HD, you want to have fire in this hallway so you can continue to do flashlight and vacuum skips. So if that's any telling tale for how important they are at a high level, speed runs, well, there you go. All right, we've got a little mini game here with the twins. You'll see HD's going to be vacuuming and spraying fire on these boxes. Rather than just guessing, you can just cheat. If the box shakes, a twin is in it. If the box doesn't shake, a twin is not in it. HD getting pretty good RNG there, too. And I'm assuming, yeah, he's going to set up the double here. He's definitely going for double. Ooh. Okay, well, he didn't get it, but he did a good job avoiding being hit there.
That was a good attempt.
Yeah, I respect the try. GC is heading into projector room.
Mario.
Knocking on the cabinet. As Ruvia said, it's always, polite to knock on everything before you open it, so...
Mario.
Even cabinets, not just doors. Alright, I'm assuming GC is also going to do save warp here. Looks like he is.
Okay, he should be fine.
Yes, and he is going for it. And he got the animation skip, so that was clean. So the way that GC did it right there, he actually skipped the little text box that pops up that HD did get, which is also a nice little added time save on top of that.
She just got another tech skip. You could pull that cloth right off the bed and, you know, act the same way as any other cloth from a table.
And it's important to note, too, because Lydia's room is so laggy, that tech skip's actually pretty important to get. Because if you do end up getting long text, which I haven't explained yet, basically, after you collect 15 boos, everything past that point is just RNG as far as text goes. So you can get a really short text box, you can get a medium text box, or you can get a really long text box. And so basically, outside of the first 15 boos, the text isn't programmed anymore. And if you do get long text, especially in Lydia's room, the lag can factor in, and it will take a really long time to mash through that text. So getting that text skip not only saves time in general, but it also eliminates the risk of potentially having a really laggy room and then spending way more time mashing through the text box than you normally would. But now HD is getting his workout in.
Yes, indeed.
This is
So
just
you're
like a
gonna
minute and a half of mashing. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Apparently getting carpal tunnel is what I wanted to say. Because this is a lot of mashing, and I know these players do mash very fast. So
Yeah, this is basically just the downtime of the run. A big downtime. It's just a lot of useless text. He's just trading in all of Mario's items, and then once he trades in all 5, the fortune teller kind of just gives herself up and says, "I'd like to return my painting now." So you can just catch her.
I respect that.
Do respect it. It's a polite move. Ooh, GC having some trouble with Twin Boo. Ooh, I think he saved it. Should be okay. He did save it.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
All right, so you're going to see HD's now going to backtrack back to Mirror Room. He's got to get the boo that he missed earlier. So since the game has been reset, since he last saw this boo, the game restored the boo back to its original room and reset its HP. So anytime an area resets or you reset the game and go back to the title screen, a boo will switch back to its original position if it hasn't already been caught. So it's, you know, a little unfortunate that you kind of have to backtrack if you do miss a boo like that. GC, on the other hand, getting a successful tech skip. Clean. And right here, HD is going to be grabbing ice. As you previously saw in the kitchen, there are elemental ghosts in this game. So they each have elemental locks on them. This is something that EGAB will actually explain to you if you get unlucky, is that fire beats ice, ice beats water, and water beats fire. So for these ghosts right here, they have a water lock on them, so you spray them with ice, it'll take the lock off of them. You'll see that HD is going to spray where they're set to spawn. If you wait until after they're spawned in, you'll have to go through a little bit of an animation for its heart freezing over. So it's faster to spray where they're going to spawn. That way, when they spawn in, the lock will already be off of them. Nice little optimization there. He got a nice little double as well. That was a clean Safari room. That went well.
Also, I want to say that the garbage ghosts, the green ones, they don't have a hitbox, so HD's able to push them around and get doubles a lot easier that way.
Yeah, for some reason, all other ghosts have it. I guess except for grabber ghosts, maybe, since they'll kind of just grab onto you rather than you bumping into them. But the big garbage ghosts don't have any damage hitbox when you make direct contact with them. I don't know why. It's kind of weird, but HD presenting a PowerPoint to us on how to speedrun Luigi's Mansion. Okay, so we're moving on to our third boss. This is Boolossus. So, It's important for the runners to have all the boos that they have up to this point, because Boolossus is one of the 2 bosses in this game where there is a boo lock on them. So if you do not have 20 boos by the time you reach Boolossus, you'll basically get sent back to the start of the game, or back to the foyer, I should say, and they'll basically tell you to go get more boos. But if you do have enough, this is what you get. So this is just a big combination of 15 boos. The way that HD is going to set this up is he's going to pop Boolossus on the tip of the unicorn statue, and he's going to just move all the way left, keeping his vacuum angled straight to the right, and then tilting it up a little bit in the air. Now, if he shoots an ice ball right there, the hitbox on the ice ball is big enough to where it can get a big portion of the boos, and since they're all grouped up from the right side to the left, that allows for a pretty quick 1 cycle.
Very nicely done.
That was clean. Yeah, so you'll see what I was talking about right there. If you paid attention, GC did not spray the ice spot before the ghost spawned, so he did have to go through like a little second-long animation of the ghost heart freezing over. So that's why, again, runners will just be randomly spraying in the air towards where the ghost will spawn. Ooh. Sadly, ooh!
It's slipping on a banana.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. Ooh, he gets the RNG double! Big hype. Ooh, poisonous mushroom. Don't think it's going to be a problem. It looks like he's fine. And wrapping up Safari Room. I'd say he played that pretty good for the card he was handed.
Yeah, of course.
Alright. We move on to Area 4 for HD, as GC will now be coming up on Boolossus himself here. I fully anticipate him to probably get the 1 cycle. Alright, so you're going to see, much like he did in Neville's room earlier when he was backtracking, he's going to grab fire again. It's important so that he can perform vacuum animation skips and flashlight animation skips. Again, pretty crucial at a top level. So we'll now be making our way to the blackout. Now, I don't know. I think he did switch to sidestep. It's like, I think both of them did, if I'm not mistaken.
I saw GC did. I'm not sure about HD.
HD did. Okay. So sidestep, it's not really useful in runs. It's kind of bad to play with because it makes it so that Luigi basically just faces the same way, and you're controlling the way that he's looking with the C stick. But in Blackout, it is nice because there's a lot of ghosts that will spawn. So sidestep makes it really easy to just keep your vacuum pointed in one specific direction to avoid getting scared. Every scare animation loses a fraction of a second, so it's important to avoid being scared if you can. That's why sidestep is useful. GC's shot was not very good, but he might be able to recover this, maybe. It's not looking good.
He's gonna go for that 2 cycle.
Yeah, GC,
I probably
ooh.
gets this one.
He has a big boo too. He might not get the 2 cycle. So if you have more than, if you have 5 or more boos, I believe it is, Boolossus will be medium, and the boos will behave in a very weird way. If you have, I think, 4 or less, the boo, when they group back up, will be a little bit smaller, and they'll be programmed to want to attack you rather than just like kind of randomly float around. So it can be kind of tricky to catch them. If you have more than 5 left after 1 cycle attempt. But you'll see now that he has only 3 left, they're all going to be pretty aggressive and try to charge him, which makes catching them a lot easier.
And HD almost getting Instagram. So basically, Grimly is this old guy that sits in this room that we've already been in multiple times. But his heart, it'll show at random times. I think the longest time is about like 50 seconds for world record for the longest Grimly. So it's really a big RNG aspect of this part of the run.
I think you're right on the 50 seconds. I think it's anywhere like upwards of around 50 seconds. I think the longest Grimly has ever been.
Yes.
Usually not a big problem when you're doing attempts. I would say like probably like a 5 to 10 second Grimly is pretty average and workable. So it's usually not a huge issue, but Grimly can very well make himself be the biggest RNG factor in a run if he ends up, you know, giving you that bad of a cycle. Again, HD pulling off a cloth and the boo switching at the last second. Okay, so right here, he's going to be going for a 1 cycle on this 200 HP boo. Now, the way that this is going to work is you're going to see right here, he's actually going to use boo dragging to take a little bit more than 10 HP off of every boo. Did we even explain R pumping?
No, I don't think we have explained R pumping yet. You want to explain that to us?
Yeah, I'll explain that. So basically, boos work on a system where they are allowed 15 cackles before they're immediately programmed to leave the room no matter what. Now, if you hold L and R on the GameCube controller, the game will prioritize the vacuum rather than the elemental spray. But when you let go of R, it will switch to the elemental spray without having to go through any extra vacuum animation. So if you hold L and R and then pump R every 10 HP, which is the max you can do before a boo will start moving again, it will keep him locked in place for about 10 HP. Every time you R pump, it will, you know, as you can see right there, he'll cackle. So I know this is a kind of a terrible explanation, but basically with boo dragging, you can take a little bit more than 10 HP off of a boo every cackle. So if you do the math, if a boo is allowed 15 cackles, and on average you're taking off 10 HP, then 150 boos should be the maximum for being able to 1 cycle. But with the boo pulling and the boo dragging, it allows it so that you can actually take something more like 12 or 13 off of a boo every R pump. So if you factor that into play on a 200 HP boo, especially with that boo where you can get him to charge you on the right side and then drag him all the way to the left side without wasting any of your cackles, that is why that boo is 1 cyclable. So hopefully that made sense. I know it was kind of a bad explanation, but that's basically how Breaker Boo 1 cycle works. And that strat only saves 8 seconds, so it's a very high risk, high reward strat. 8 seconds is a very big deal at top level play. That's like a huge time save in this run, especially something that's like not RNG based. It's very crucial that you can get that in a PB attempt if you're playing for like, you know, a 56 or anything better than that. So yeah, that was that's a pretty crucial part of the run. I'm surprised we forgot to explain that.
GC getting the Instagram.
GC does get Instagram.
Do you think HD will go for doubles here?
Yeah, HD is definitely going to go for twin double here. So yeah, although difficult, it is possible for the portrait ghosts that have multiple ghosts in one, like the twins and the toy soldiers. You can double them up. Normally, portrait ghosts have a lot stronger of a pull. He went for the swag dupe. I respect it. But yeah, normally portrait ghosts have a lot stronger of a pull than just a normal, you know, colored ghost would. So it can be a little difficult to double up portrait ghosts, but it is possible, as you saw. There's a clean toy soldier double. HC's got to grab more fire here. This is a little scuffed. I'm assuming... Ooh, nice little stun lock. That was a good recovery. Alright, clean double. GC is not going to be going for Breaker Boo. Don't blame him.
GC despawning those 2 ghosts.
Exactly. Heflex, thank you for the carry in the math. 12 or 13 times 15 cackles would be 180 to 196. Plus the extra HP that HD took off of Breaker Boo by dragging him from the right side to left side without wasting any cackles. That will add up for the 1 cycle right there. So the math checks out. HD also going for... Oh, I respect it. He was going for the big... I don't, is it a 5-piece? I think it's the 5-piece in Armory. So basically, this room's very laggy, if you haven't noticed, by the way. This is the laggiest room in the game. There's a lot of models that the game has to load, so you'll see that everything is running at a very poor frame rate. But there are specific sets of armor that when you knock on them, a ghost will spawn. It's basically like the soul of a ghost is in the armor. So you can group them up. Normally, runners opt to go for a triple setup that allows you to just, you know, quickly group the ghosts up by burning them and then spawning them all in. But there is like a very high-risk strat you can go for. You know, you can get like 5 ghosts at once. And it doesn't save a huge amount of time, but it does look cool.
It does look very cool.
But obviously, he didn't get it. I respect the attempt. HD also getting a clean armory room. If you paid attention to what I said earlier in the run, lag can impact inputs a lot. So armory boo can be sometimes a bit of a pain because if you do drop an R pump, obviously you won't keep the boo locked in place like I explained earlier. So every time you're R pumping, you're keeping the boo locked in place by letting go and then recapturing him. It'll keep him locked in place for the 10 HP. But if you drop an R pump, he'll just start moving towards the right side. And then the further away a boo gets from your vacuum, the more he'll start cackling, and you'll start wasting those 15 cackles. And since it's 150 HP boo, you really need to make the most of every single cackle that you're allowed. But there were no problems. He did it clean. Just a hypothetical.
You see now the toy soldiers. I'm assuming he's going to go for singles. So we'll see.
Yeah, he's probably going to go for singles, I'm assuming. Yeah, he didn't really have the setup for doubles anyways. Now, something interesting about what HD is doing is he's actually still completing this room without actually clearing it. Although it's not 100% completing the room, this is one of the... I think it is the only room in the game that you can actually, like, grab the key and complete... Like, it's like a, you know, required room that you don't have to clear. So for some reason, they made it so the puzzle in that room is still completable without clearing the room, while most of the other rooms in the game, you need to clear them to grab the key and progress with the game. But it is faster to opt out of that. Super clean Weston. So this portrait ghost can cause quite a bit of trouble. Because the floor is made of ice, it can make the pull really weird. And Weston has a pull very similar to Bogmire's, where it's really all about maintaining control. So if he starts to drag you too much, you want to like pull back on your vacuum and make sure that you're maintaining your control that you have over him.
Now you see that HD sucked up the pearls before he spawned in the boo, and that's because, like we said, the vacuum does auto-lock on the pearls, so it makes it just a little easier.
Yes. Like I said earlier in the commentary, this is the room that I was referring to. HD getting long text. So as you can see, EGAD's kind of just rambling. It's like a bit like a 5-6 second text section versus getting like the fastest text you could get. So it is a little unfortunate when that happens throughout a run, and it can happen at free will. So GC did have a little bit of trouble at the beginning of Armory Room, but he did save it. I'm assuming he's going to go for the triple here, as HD makes his way up to Van Gore. Okay. Recovery double, I respect that. He was going to go for the triple, but because he got grabbed, he just opted for the double instead. That was probably the fastest way he could have done that.
Done. Very well done.
All right. So this is Van Gore. You could kind of consider him a boss, and you can kind of consider him a portrait ghost. But basically, what Van Gore is going to consist of is, as you can see, there are paintings of all the different ghosts we have encountered throughout the game. Van Gore is responsible for creating all of those ghosts. And so in this boss fight, all sets of ghosts will spawn in triples. So HD is going to do his best to just catch all these ghosts in very quick sequence triples. Commentator's cursed right there. He does not get the first triple, but that's okay. GC also getting not breaker boo, armory boo 1 cycle. So clean on his part. He'll be making his way down to basement now. This can be the tricky triple, yes, as it was. So that is one of the few instances where you'll actually see that grabber ghosts are not, how do I say this? Where you're not going to be intentionally grabbed by any of the grabber ghosts. You're just going to straight up go for the triple. Now the reason that that triple is so hard though is because grabber ghosts' hitboxes are actually on their backs. So for some reason, the devs
I did not know that.
Yes, the devs put the grabber ghost hitboxes on their backs rather than in the front, which is why that triple can cause runners so many problems, because it's such a weird way to approach it. Like, it's a very strange triple to try to approach, just because like the hitboxes are so far apart, and they're so far from Luigi as well. So it can cause some trouble. So as you saw on HD screen, he did miss it. Normally that's one of the only triples that you're going to want to play safe on Van Gore, especially if you're on like a PB pace. It's best to take that one slow, because it's very easy to mess it up. But since HD did get Breaker Boo, he does not have to get Van Gore's Boo, and he can instead make his way right down to the final boss. I believe he's on low 58 pace. I think this is a low 58 pace. But I'm assuming he's going to go for 1 cycle, so maybe he can 57. I'm not sure on that.
EC struggling a little bit with Weston. I don't blame him. He's very tricky. Floor is very slippery.
Yeah, like we said before, Weston is one of those portrait ghosts that you may have some problems with. It is very important to maintain control if you can throughout the entirety of the suck up. But no big deal. Ooh. I think this boo is going to escape on GC. It looked like he was double cackling. Ooh, yeah. Just barely. Alright. And the big reveal. Who has Mario? It's King Boo. Oh no.
Surprise!
Oh no. And it's Bowser too. No way.
Bowser? I've never heard of that guy. Who is that?
I don't know.
Definitely
But we're
not
gonna
in
find
almost
out.
every Mario game.
So yes, this is the final boss. Now something interesting about the final boss. Previously, we had only thought that 2 out of the 4 bosses, if you're not considering Van Gore a boss, 2 out of the 4 bosses were 1-cyclable. Now just recently, a runner by the name of Red Mountain was playing the final boss with his feet and found out that you can shoot Bowser's head from out of the air rather than waiting for him to bring his head down, which in turn actually makes King Boo 1-cyclable. So you'll see if HD gets it. He's pretty consistent with this, so I wouldn't doubt him actually getting this. I'd say he's probably the most consistent out of all the top runners at this trick. But you'll see right here, he's going to take off a certain amount of HP from King Boo. He's going to back up, shoot this ball, hit Bowser's head out of the air, and this resets the cycle. Oh, he's totally going to get it. Oh, let's go. I think this is the first one of the tournament if he gets this.
I believe so.
Let's
Nice,
go.
and he gets it.
Dude, that was so clean.
57, 51.
57-51. Nice. Good finish. Good finish. Yeah, so that's really cool. For some reason, Bowser's hitbox is still on his head, even when the head is separated from the body. So if you shoot the spike ball before it's weighed down, the vacuum will be weighed down after the spike ball is in your vacuum for a second. But if you shoot it instantly, it will just shoot at whatever angle your vacuum's at. So if you angle your vacuum up towards Bowser's head, shoot the ball as soon as it enters your vacuum, you can hit his head out of the sky, and it'll just reset the cycle. And then you can just continue to drain HP off. So thus, King Boo is 1-cyclable, as you saw. So that was a great display. GG's to HD.
GG's.
Great finish. And now, we will switch over to GC's audio, as he will be wrapping up
Oh,
Van
got
Gore.
Poison mushroom. Now you're gonna see, they both did this, but he's gonna burn the ceiling surprises. It's just faster than sucking them up.
Does GC not have game audio? I guess GC doesn't have game audio. Okay. Well, I guess we're gonna go back to HD's audio. I am gonna hit up HD, send him an invite to the VC for a post-race interview as GC is wrapping up here. Well, it's very quiet.
I think GC's game audio glitched, so.
Yeah, what's up, HD?
Hello, HD.
Are you still live by chance? Congrats.
No, I ended that crap.
You ended it?
Yeah.
Well, GC doesn't have game audio, so we're kind of just sitting in silence right now.
Yeah, dude. GC and we were in a call. We both had terrible runs, so we just BS the whole time. I absolutely did not put any effort into that match.
All right. Well, I'm sorry for the lack of game audio.
Yeah, he said he did a save and quit, and now his game audio screwed up.
Oh, I see.
Oh, wait, we're having a little surprise, I think. Hold on. I was just watching his stream. Just wait for it to pop up on the broadcast. Good job on the one cycle, by the way, man. That was really clean.
Thanks, man.
How'd you feel about your run? I'm assuming you're not very happy with it.
No, a lot of things went wrong, but you know what? 57's a 57.
Yeah, even still, a 57 on a run like that is nothing to be ashamed of. Like, I will be the first to tell you a lot went wrong.
Don't worry, everyone. I'll be the game audio. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
You know,
Okay,
I'm just,
Na na.
I'm so glad.
We do have game audio.
Sounds
Now-
like game audio
Noises.
to me.
Boom. 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 Other King Boo noises. Pop.
Wow, that was really realistic.
Roar.
Yeah, it was.
Suck
It's actually very
noises.
well.
Shout out to GC for turning on his game audio in
Wah,
the
wah,
middle
wah,
of
wah,
the
wah,
race
wah.
just to entertain us. I really appreciate that.
Wah, wah, wah. Boom. Wow. Rawr. Crack, crack, neck crack.
You know, if any of you guys are wondering, this is exactly what it sounds like.
Roar, fire
Yeah.
Perfect replica.
noises.
Yeah, so this is pretty much just dead accurate. So GC is going to be wrapping up Bowser here, King Boo, whatever you want to call him. I'm assuming he's not. He's not going to go for insta shots. Getting hit by the ice, that's not optimal. Getting hit by the ice again, that's also not optimal.
Crack, crack.
Yeah.
Ball sound. Hearts lost sound.
Getting hit by the
Shot
ball.
sound. Miss sound.
I'm missing it.
Miss sound, he says. I mean, the game says miss sound.
Roar. Ah!
What is happening?
What do you mean? This is just the game.
Oh, I forgot.
Have you never played Luigi's Mansion, Jared?
No, I haven't actually.
No, this is my first time.
Oh, this is what it sounds like. You guys didn't know?
All right, and GC is going to be wrapping up here. And time 103:37. Bum, 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 bum.
Very nice. Very nice.
Beautiful. And now we will get him in on commentary. for a
that was the
post-race
greatest thing
interview.
ever.
That was
That
the
was
best
great.
thing I've ever seen.
GG. GG to both.
I was still making noises, I'll be honest with you. I forgot it cuts out after I got done.
What are you talking about?
Oh, you're right.
What noises?
I was just listening to the game.
I didn't hear any strange noises.
Well, GG's to both of you. How'd you guys feel about your runs?
HD, I think you should go first, and then I'll talk about my experience.
Well, I've already explained.
Oh, well,
Well,
that's
yeah.
unfortunate. I didn't hear it, though.
Yeah. Explain it for GC, please.
Yeah, I wasn't there. We haven't talked in a long time, actually, so.
Yeah, you're right. So basically, it was screwed from the get-go. I got a 547 Chauncey, which is absolutely abysmal. I missed a Shy Guy double. Didn't get early release. Lost Mirror Room Boo. And then it was just, a crap show for the rest of it. Besides King Boo 1 cycle, of course.
You did get King Boo 1 cycle, though. That's
You
exciting.
did get King Boo 1 cycle. So that was clean. GC, how'd you feel about yours?
I don't think I did one room right.
Well,
I'll be honest. We did area 1, and I'm like, oh, it's gonna be one of those.
yeah. Like the 613 Chauncey or whatever it was. I knew
Yeah.
you were.
I mean, before the race, HD was like, I want to put on a show. You know, like he's gonna go fast. I put
That
on a
didn't
very
happen.
different show.
Yeah, well, the ending was pretty good though. I mean, like you had really I don't know what capture card you're using, but your audio input is nuts.
Oh, dude, it's so crisp.
Your
and
game audio
accurate.
input is nuts.
It's very accurate.
So
Better than HD's, I would say, definitely.
I agree.
I'd say GG's to both racers, but I don't think either of you feel as though it was a GG. So we'll say B.
I mean, it was an experience, right? And life is all about experiences. And sometimes you just gotta live in the moment and have a worse run than STR. And I don't even know what was my final time. Did anyone see it?
I think it was a
Does Racing have it?
103.30, 103.39 or 103.37 or something like that.
How is this better than STR? Oh, it was so bad.
Well, hey, you finished the race, so for that we'll give you a OG, an okay
Did you
game.
see? Okay, did you see? It was in area booze. The first 5 booze.
Yes.
In the wardrobe room, I read the radar wrong.
Yes.
I hit the top wardrobe. Then I hit the second, and it was actually in the shoes. I hit the bookshelf, or the second wardrobe. Sorry, I'm just naming furniture objects now. I hit the second wardrobe. A poison mushroom comes out. I realize I've read the radar wrong, and the poison mushroom and me have a face-off against the.
Yes,
Like, it was just-
I did make a comment. Dude, that thing was like patrolling
It was
the shoe
patrolling
rack.
the shoes. I didn't know what to do.
It was patrolling. I go, GC's just sitting here waiting for the poisonous
I was
mushroom to despawn.
legitimately like, I already knew how my run was gonna go just by like the area 1 and everything. I just knew that it was gonna be one of those, and I was very tempted to just run into the mushroom, just get it out of the way.
You had a couple mushrooms throughout the run, I think.
I
didn't
Yes,
you?
you
did, it's 'cause
did.
I'm bad.
RNG! Don't say that!
Well, no, because the mushrooms come when you don't suck up the ghost that's fat, like some of those, right?
Well, some of them. I don't know if did you have any like that? I don't think you did. I think you had one in
Safari
wardrobe.
room.
Safari? Okay.
Yeah, one spawn in Safari. When I'm,
Safari mushroom wasn't that big of a deal. It just kind of stayed out of the way.
yeah, thank God. Who lost
I mean-
his free cycle? We can talk about that.
Basically, as he said, he doesn't think he did one room
I
right.
don't think I did a room right. I missed all 3 doubles in the ballroom. I
Forgot about that.
I think I might have done the boo release room right, whatever storage.
Yeah, you got poster skip.
I got poster skip in the double.
That was good.
That's a room.
That's a room.
It is a room.
There you go. And you know what? You didn't clear pipe room, so you did that room right.
It's it's true. I didn't do pipe room.
So you did that right. So
Bro,
there
this
you
was just
go.
a big throw to run up the losers bracket. You all don't even know what's coming.
So speaking of which,
I have a secret 56 just ready for you.
oh,
Up his sleeve.
that's a big thing to claim. So
Yeah, considering it'd be 3 minutes faster than my old PB from 5 years ago.
So GC, you will be going on to losers round 3. You will await the winner of Starlight Kick and the loser of match 10, which I believe is
Dev Games and Miles.
yes, Dev Games and Miles. So you'll either be playing Dev Games, Miles, or Starlight Kick in losers round 3. HD, you'll be going on to play Lando in winners round 4. And then if you need more Luigi's Mansion content, I believe there's another race going on SpeedGaming 3.
Right now.
Yeah, I think SpeedGaming 3, Glitch PhD, and Philly are racing right now. So if you want more LM, go stop
Then
over
after
to
their race.
yes, and then after that at 9:30, I will be playing against Radio.
Ooh.
So we've got a triple header tonight. So we've got a lot of LM
My
content.
audio's back.
Oh, your audio's back. Yeah, too little, too late. What are you talking about? It never left.
I just heard it in my ear.
Your audio never left. It was
Yeah,
always there.
Credits.
Well, your audio was, I'm pretty sure, present the entire time.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Especially the parts where Luigi started laughing and saying "ow" after getting hit by ice.
Miss noise, he says. Miss sound. After he misses the ball, he goes, miss sound. Get hit sound. All right,
I
well,
couldn't think of a sound.
thanks for the
Great
race,
improv.
guys. Ruvia,
It was a
thanks for
pleasure.
joining.
Hopefully, it was entertaining at least, even though it was
Oh, it was definitely
know.
entertaining, trust me.
It was my first commentary. I appreciate it so much. It was so much fun.
Good job to Ruvia for first commentary. A great race to be here for. So yeah, if you need more LM content, check out the other Speed Gaming channel. I believe it is Speed Gaming 3.
Yep.
So yep, there is a race going on at right now at Speed Gaming 3, and then at 9:30 there will also be another race on the same channel. So if you need more LM, go there. Other than that, I think we're done here.
Yep.
It's been a pleasure and a privilege.
As always, thank you Speed Gaming for always hosting our tournaments, and we will see you guys in the next one.
Tournaments and shenanigans.
Peace out.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Boy!